It has been a few months since my last Q&A video, and I absolutely love doing these, and you guys seem to like watching them as well. So just to sort of get started here, all the questions that come in are from Instagram. So if you don't follow my Instagram and you want to be involved in some of these Q&A videos, the link is down below. Just go follow me, and I will put out some Instagram stories when I want to receive a lot of your questions and make videos just like this. Like I said, I love doing these. So there's a lot to talk about. So let me get right into the first question. Would you film your current morning and night routine? I think I've done 2 morning routine videos. I haven't done any nighttime routine videos. The thing is, they change all the time. Like I didn't really have a specific like productivity morning or nighttime routine. I just sort of roll out of bed, I come out here and make coffee, I catch a little bit of news, and then I go in the office and start working. Now, some mornings I get up, have coffee, take a shower, and then sit down to film. Other mornings I'll get up, have coffee, and go in my office and write. So I might not take a shower and sort of like get fully dressed and ready until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So it does kind of vary. Maybe I'll do like a day in the life video. Maybe, would that be interesting? Let me know. What's your age? You're killing it, brother. Well, first of all, Indy Jeep 24, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do try. I'm 55 years old. That sounds crazy to say out loud, but yeah, 55. I turned 55 in April. I'm a 1969 baby. Yeah, so isn't it weird? I was having this conversation with somebody not too long ago, and like, it's weird to think back when we were kids, right? In our like, mid-teens, and we looked at people and we knew people that were like, in their 40s or even 50, and it was like, they're so old. I just don't, it's so funny. I still feel amazing. I feel great, and I think in a lot of ways, I still kind of feel like I'm just getting started. There's still a lot left to do. I'm motivated, I've got energy, and yeah, it's not old. It's not old. Old is up here, I think, and maybe in some cases your joints and bones. But otherwise, I feel pretty good, and thank you very much. Daniel has a really interesting question. He's asking, have you ever turned down sponsorships or endorsements? And if so, why? Every day, every single day, there's people in my email that want to do a brand deal. However, most of them are spam, or it's not something that I'm like on board with. I say no because it's not relevant to this demographic. It isn't relevant to me, and it isn't something that I would generally use myself. Here's the thing though. Hair loss. I've done brand deals for Bosley and Roman. These are hair loss companies. I don't use hair loss products, right? So why would I endorse them? Because someone out there might. I mean, this demographic, think about it, over 40 might be losing your hair and you might want to do something about it. So why, just because I'm not into it, that doesn't mean that, you're not going to be into it too. So yeah, I say no to stuff all the time. However, on that topic, since I'm sort of talking about it, have I taken stuff that I feel guilty about? Yeah, I have. I've done that, I think, twice now. And every time it just feels dirty. But again, it's one of those things that just because I wouldn't necessarily use it, that doesn't mean that somebody else wouldn't want to, right? So it's always this push and pull. Look, I've been super transparent about brand deals. It's how I can do this full time. It's actually the only reason I can do this full time. I've released income earnings reports on YouTube every single year for the past, I think, 2 or 3 years. In January or February, I release income reports. So I try to be super transparent with sort of where money comes from and how much YouTube actually pays me. So anyway, yeah, I turn down stuff all the time, but it is a balance. Sometimes I get it wrong, and I hear about it in the comments, and I totally understand that. But it's what I got to do. So anyway, I appreciate your question. There's a lot to unpack with that one. All right, Jeff. Jeff is asking, are you going to do a fall outfit submission video for us to send in our photos? Yeah, I'm trying to find a hole in the schedule to be able to make that happen. Keep an eye on the Instagram. One more reason to follow my Instagram. That's where I'll put a call out. I'll make an Instagram story like, hey, I'm doing the outfit critique video. Send your photos in now. So keep watching. Jeff, I'm sorry. I know I said October, but October's not over yet. I think I might, Early November. Let's shoot for early November. Do you have any repercussions from hernia surgery? No. No, it's actually been pretty good. If you guys don't know, there's a video on my channel where I had some hernia surgery. When was that? Earlier this year, months ago. I don't know how long it's been. No, everything's been good. What is the most safe color for a wedding suit? Groom or groomsman? Are you in the wedding? Are you a guest at the wedding? That kind of a thing. I would say it depends, right? Colors are a big deal. If you're a groom or groomsman, you kind of don't have a choice. If you're going to a wedding, navy blue, charcoal gray. It kind of depends on the situation. Is it a church wedding? Is it a black tie? Is it a beach wedding? It kind of matters, right? If you are getting married and colors aren't really a thing, right? Just wear a nice suit. Again, charcoal gray, navy blue, you just can't go wrong. Navy blue over like a royal blue. Royal blue, I'll try to put some colors on screen, but royal blue tends to be a more youthful color, a more daytime color, a more outdoor wedding color. And if you're doing an outdoor wedding, that could be super great. But anyway, navy blue, charcoal gray. Those are the two safest. All right, D is asking, what is your latest project? D, I'm disappointed, dude. You don't watch my videos, clearly, because you would know that I'm starting a new wine business, and it's going really, really well. So there's a lot of questions about the wine business. So let me just take a minute to answer a couple of these questions and sort of group this all into one. How's the wine business going? It's going great. Clearly, we haven't launched yet. I'm hoping for Thanksgiving this year, 2024. If not Thanksgiving, first part of December. It needs to launch in December at the latest. Price point of your wines. Great question, and actually a very timely question, because just had a meeting over the weekend, and my costs are surprisingly going to go down a little bit. So initially I was thinking, I still need to do the math and run some of the numbers, but basically we were going to be like $40, $50 per bottle price points, but now I think we can get down to like the $30 to $40 per bottle price. I need to do some math. I got to figure some things out. There's still some stuff out there that I need to account for, but that's what I'm shooting for. I want this to be attainable. I want it to be affordable, but on the other hand, it's premium, and I'm paying a premium myself. So these are going to be amazing wines. They're from San Ynez Valley in Central Coast, California. I've talked about that a lot. I just made a video the other day, Monday. If you watch this video on the day it comes out, so Monday, a few days ago, I made another video talking about the varietals and which ones I'm launching with when we do launch. So I will link that video down below. Go watch that one to learn a little bit more. And Dan is asking, what's the best way to order your wines once they're on the market in November or December? Really happy for you. Dan, dude. Dan's OG, dude. Thank you so much for the support. Everything's going to be online at this point. So initially I'm launching online. The website's being built now. I've already written copy for it. I did, interestingly enough, I was at an event and I sat next to a guy. We started chatting. He's a beer and alcohol, he's a spirits distributor. Beer, liquor, wine, the whole thing. And so we started talking and we connected on a few different things, which was really interesting. And so he was like, dude, we got to do something. I was like, well, how does somebody like me starting this brand get into a distributor? So we talked a little bit about that, and he's like, man, he goes, John, when you're ready, let me know. So yeah, if it's in a distributor, we could be in restaurants, we could be in retail. We'll see. This is all next level type stuff. But initially, Dan, it's all going to be online. What's up, Fernando? He's saying, just saying hi and wishing you the best on your upcoming business journey. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. I know you're a car guy. Ever try motorcycles? No, and here's why. I like motorcycles. I've always liked motorcycles. I just never grew up around bikes, right? My dad didn't ride. None of my aunts and uncles rode. One buddy of mine had a bike, but I was never around them enough to learn to ride, and I would still hop on one and kind of question myself. I think I know the gear. I don't know how to ride, basically. I know where the gears are and how they go up and down and all that stuff, but dude, I'm embarrassing myself. I just never was around bikes, and it just wasn't ever really a thing, but I definitely appreciate them. All right, two sort of similar questions. Favorite wines and bourbons for fall, and then what are your recommendations for a good cigar whiskey bourbon pairing? When it comes to bourbon and spirits, I'm not an expert. So I will say, if I'm gonna go somewhere and have, say, an old fashioned, or just like, a whiskey neat, with maybe a big rock in it, I will go for rye whiskey. I tend to gravitate towards rye whiskey more than bourbon. I don't know why. I think it's smoother for me. It's a little bit sweeter. It just goes down easier. It's not as bitey and as harsh as some bourbons that I've had. Not to say there isn't some amazing bourbons out there, but rye whiskey for me, it just sort of does it. And as far as cigars, I'm not an expert there either. I do smoke cigars on a somewhat kind of not regular basis, but occasionally. And I just go down the hill to the smoke shop and just grab a bunch of cigars. I think I'll buy like 4 at a time. Yeah, I just kind of look around. I try to find some that are like medium body and some Robustos. But yeah, I'm not an expert. I just kind of like what I like, and I try different things, and that's kind of it. Sort of a two-part question. Would love to hear your thoughts on tattoos. Fashion we can't alter as we age. I'm not sure what you mean by that second question, but let me sort of talk through it. Tattoos, I do not care. I've got one. I got this 20-something years ago. It's my only tattoo. I left racing. A lot of you guys know I raced cars for about 10 years. Got out of it after I won a championship in 2006. This is up in Seattle. 2007, I sold the car, sold everything, sold the trailer, everything. And I got a tattoo in 2000. I think I got this in 2007, just to sort of commemorate the racing career that I had. It's super ghetto. Would I do it again? Yeah. Would I do something different as far as the design? Absolutely. It is pretty ghetto. I get it. I've got no problems with tattoos. I get comments. If I wear a shirt like this in a video, people comment about how crappy that looks. I don't see it as a thing. I really don't see it as a thing. If you have visible tattoos on your face, your neck, your hands, things like that, I think that's when things can go a little sideways, depending on your career and what you want out of life. If you're a young guy, if you're teens, early 20s, and you're getting visible tattoos, I think that might be a mistake. But I think you just have to know that that's permanent. It's cool when you're 19 and 20 to have tattoos everywhere because you see it on all the rock stars. But later in life, I think it can come back to bite you potentially. Potentially. Depends on what you want to go do. But I think to play it safe, make sure they could be covered up. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. But I like tattoos. I don't mind them at all. A lot of buddies of mine have a lot of tattoos. My buddy Sean is like almost completely covered. And he looks like a badass. Like that's what makes Sean Sean. I've got no problem with that. My buddy Dave from England, his whole arm is done. And he looks cool. It's part of who he is. And I think it looks really cool. Just my thoughts on that. I really don't care. The other part of your question, fashion we can't alter as we age. I don't know what you mean by that. Is that my mind goes to trends, right? And we probably shouldn't chase trendy trends. I don't mind going after some of the things that are trending. For example, the sweater polos. Like I wear those. Like they're super cool. The knit polos and stuff that are coming out. Side adjuster trousers are making a huge comeback. I love those things. But I'm not going to do that ultra baggy, like that super loose fit trend that seems to be happening. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to chase that. The big chunky shoes, I'm not doing that either. I like to keep things for me. And what I like to talk about is classics, right? Things that will, or at least have the potential to be timeless, but that are trending now. Like those polo shirts I wear all the time with the buttons down the center and like a thicker fabric. And the knit polos. I love those things. They're fantastic. I think those have like a long run time. The same thing with the side adjuster trousers. Like I love that. I've got a few pairs of those. I don't wear them enough, but when I do, like they're awesome. Those might have a shorter run time, but still, it's a classic piece. And that's, I think, where I like to live, is in those timeless classics. Such a cliche thing, timeless classics. But it just works, man. It just works. And anyway, I hope that answers your question. Really quick though, 2 Instagram accounts that I want you to make note of. One is mine, so you can be sort of kept in the loop as to when I do call outs for these types of videos. Let's send me questions. And also send me the outfits for the outfit critique video that's coming soon, Jeff. And also the Dean Michael wines. That's my wine brand that's coming. I'll leave those down below. Go follow both of those accounts if you wouldn't mind, so you can kind of stay in the loop as to when this wine is going to be launched and released. I would appreciate that. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you to every single one of you who submitted questions. I really appreciate it. I couldn't get to all of them, but yeah, thanks again as always. As always, I love doing these. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.